everybody, it's Suzanne, and we are here for our next installment of Meet the Makers. And I'm very honored to be with my good friend Yoko, who is a Bedford gem, to put it lightly. So I was just joking with her that I feel relaxed just being in her presence.
Thank you.
You are a wizard of so many things. So we're going to get to know you today. I know you from many years back, actually, but more recently I've been a big, huge fan of your acupuncture practice, Bedford acupuncture, and you've cured me of many things, and I find it very relaxing, and you're just again, you can hone in on what's happening with me, and it's just amazing. And I know you have so many people in Bedford and surrounding towns that are really loyal followers of yours. And we're sitting actually in the new space that you were just saying is less than 2 years old, the Yoga Nova studio right here in Bedford Center. So you teach classes here on Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah. And I took one on Thursday and I feel great. It was really challenging but really good and relaxing and everything you would like yoga to be. So thank you for sitting down with us.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. So let's start with you as a person. So you moved to Bedford 20 years ago. Tell us about that.
So I moved here 20 years ago with my husband's job, but I've moved all my life, every 3 to 6 years.
Ooh, that's tough.
So born in Singapore, and after 3 years moved to Japan, and moved to Brazil for 6 years, and back to Japan and Singapore, and I'm here. And I moved to America for college, and I'm still here. So actually, Bedford is the longest, place that I've ever lived in my entire life.
Awesome. So it really feels like home.
It feels like a home.
Yeah.
And I definitely have a strong tie to my family in Japan, and my husband is from Hawaii, so we have a strong tie to Hawaii too. But definitely Bedford is a place we're raising 3 kids. They're 18, 16, and 4 years old. So we're really feeling such a big great. I mean, Bedford has been great. So I have a home practice for my acupuncture, and it's been almost 20 years. And when I moved my practice after I got pregnant with my first son, Kai, it was a little bit scary to move, have people come into my home.
Yeah, I bet.
And I was worried about, maybe something scary might happen, but nothing ever happened. It's been so great, and actually I've made so many friends and families here. That's through my practice, and it's been great.
Yeah, and to see your boys, your family watch how hard you work and how passionate you are about that. I think it's so great for them to be around that, every day. That's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize you had moved around that much.
A lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is you got your roots.
This is the roots.
Here, but hey, visiting Japan and visiting Hawaii to see
nice
family. I'll go with you. I'll be your chaperone.
Yeah.
Those are great places to have your ties too. So what do you like about Bedford as a community?
I've just met so many amazing people. Like one of the questions that I read was, who inspires me? And so many people that I met in Bedford really inspired me to have my business and learn more, and it's been great. Like you and the owner of the Yoga Nova. There's so many amazing people.
That's awesome, because it really is about the community, right? About the people helping one another. So how did you get started in your practice, both yoga and with acupuncture?
It's a long story, but I'll make it short. So I've always been interested in movement and body. So when I came to America to study college, my undergraduate was exercise and movement science, and so I thought I was studying to become physical therapist. And then it sort of shifted, and then I wasn't quite sure what I really wanted to do. And I realized, I was here as a student, so I can't just stay here forever. So I didn't know where I was going to go. Am I moving to different parts in Asia or Europe? I felt like my door was really open, but I knew I needed skill, like something that I can travel with me.
Cool.
And different things happened, and I really searched for something, and then I didn't even know there's a school that you can go to study acupuncture.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, but actually, just to go back, so when I was in Singapore for high school, after I graduated, I had like a few months I didn't have anything to do till I moved here, and my mother introduced me this old acupuncturist, this Chinese woman who would teach you different things about points. And so I went to see her every day for like 2 months, and she gave me a little certificate about learning acupuncture points. But I was interested in it, but never thought that would be my career. I didn't even know there's a school existed to train to become an acupuncturist. So it took me a long time, but when I look back my life, it's sort of like kind of leads to where I am. Everything kind of was meant to happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And you were learning from someone who was obviously a master.
Yeah, I mean,
right at the source.
Didn't know anything about it, but it was interesting that that's how. And then I studied really great. Undergraduate was great. Kinesiology was so important for me to learn about body in Western medicine perspective too. And then met this Japanese teacher who was teaching at this acupuncture school in Seattle, who really inspired me to go to school there, and he became my mentor. So while I was attending school, I helped him and mentored him, and so I really learned a lot. And so it's
awesome.
great.
And you've been at it now. I mean, to think that you started when you were so young. I'm a big believer of kind of like that time on task over time, and when you're passionate about it, it's just you kind of feel like you have been doing it your whole life because you've always been interested in even the different components like the movement and all that. And that's a great segue into yoga. And I know you're always talking about my posture.
It's all about posture.
Stress in my neck and my shoulders, and so just I hear your voice reminding me those simple things that we can do every day to try to take better care of our bodies and better care of ourselves. So tell us more maybe about like a client that's inspired you, or something that you'll remember for.
So many clients that I sometimes consider them my mother or grandmother or really good friends, but one of them who really struck me, his name is Cappy. He already passed away like 10 years ago, but when I moved my practice from this office in Lexington to my home, the different patients follow me, and he was one of them.
Cool.
And back then already he was 85, 86. He was getting older, and his wife passed away. He didn't have anybody, so he'll come for treatment. But also, as soon he would come every day just to kind of chat with me, talk with me. So he became our adopted grandfather.
Wow.
He came to see us every single day.
That's amazing.
And my oldest one was a baby. And he'll just, so that really helped him too, raising our son together. We would do things together on the weekends, and
it's such a gift.
Yeah, so that so you know, so when you come into the acupuncture studio, the entrance, Cappy made it for me.
No way.
I don't know anything about how house works and the remote, but he goes, I can make a door here.
And he was like 85?
Yeah,
wow.
And he started banging it and then breaking the wall, and I was like, is this okay to do that? But
safe?
but he's the one.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really neat.
Yeah, so he's still in our heart, and we still talk about him. And
it's like part of your family. That is so cool. I love those kind of stories. And it is. It's all the the people that you meet along the way, and you just never know when it's gonna.
I learned so much from you, from all the patients, clients, so yoga students that I meet. I just learn all the time.
That's awesome. I love that. And what is something that, like, what advice would you give to somebody that's either sort of starting out, where you were, and
any business or?
I see, any business, and then maybe from that we can springboard into sort of like what tips would you give to somebody that's trying to lead a healthier life, because we're also like frazzled all the time. So so sort of what advice would you have to yourself, when you were starting, and then to all of us?
Be patient. So that's what actually somebody told me. Building a practice. Some other people would tell me, oh, you have to spend this much money for marketing and this, but a friend of mine said, you know what, Yoko, just be patient. The type of business that I'm in, word of mouth.
Yeah.
If I do a good job, it just spreads. And so, but it takes time. And then so I gave myself a big picture of 10 years. I'm gonna just continue, try 10 years, and I think in 10 years, something might grow. And it's been growing. And
I
so
bet you must have such
yeah.
a big base of your from
I'm
your
so
fans,
fortunate,
right?
yeah.
You have
I'm
a
so
lot of
lucky.
people that,
yeah.
and I know I run into friends, neighbors,
Yeah.
colleagues at the office, and sometimes it's almost like an emergency, like, oh, I hurt myself, and then they
Yeah.
walk out like, I'm fixed. So
Oh,
you
that's
have
nice.
you just
Yeah.
have such a gift and a way with
I guess,
people. So
yeah, be patient.
Yeah.
And also, what else? Just when I do things, when I treat patients, or when I teach yoga, I have to my mantra is really do it. Do my best, but do it from my heart. So there's nothing more, nothing less, but I'm trying to do my best.
be genuine
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do the best you can
Yeah.
and come from that place. So
Yeah.
that's great advice
Yeah.
too, because you're right. It takes time to build
Takes time.
build that, and
Yeah.
to
So be patient about it.
get your expertise.
Yeah.
Really hone your
Yeah.
skills and all that.
So you also ask about the health.
Yeah. So what help us to be healthy?
So I really believe in movement. We have to move our body, and of course what we eat is important too, but nutrition, when it comes to nutrition, there's so many different science, different new information happens.
Right.
I try to keep it really basic. Like my mother, who's a nutritionist, she always told me eat
Oh, cool.
30 different kinds of food a day.
30.
Which means it's not about amount that you eat. So think of 10 different foods in each meal if you're doing 3 times a day. So it's not about amount, but really make it colorful and different kinds of food each meal, which is really hard. So when I cook a meal, I count, and it's not easy.
Right.
But so something basic, but movement. So the reason that I love about yoga is we get to move our body in a way that we usually don't. And I think of not just muscles and fascia that's stretching, but I think of the meridians that are opening up, and different parts of our bodies are related to different organs and meridians, and so
And you're right. So we
movement.
all
Any
sit
movement,
too
any
much.
movement, yeah.
So even getting up from your desk and doing
Yeah.
some stretching
Every
or
hour,
poses
just trying to
or-
move,
yeah,
stretch. You don't have to do a crazy exercise, but just keep moving.
keep moving.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That is awesome
Yeah.
advice. Now, for raising your family in Bedford, what are some of your favorite things? I know your boys are just like mom and dad, super talented and awesome kids. So I know they're into some different things, but do you have any great things that you like to do as a family around?
As a family around here,
Yeah.
definitely Res. The reservoir, we love to go there and take a walk, and when I'm there, I feel like I'm in the woods.
That's awesome.
But we're so close to.
You can walk. You can just basically
Yeah.
walk if it's
Yeah.
decent weather, right? Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah. So
So
that's
just,
over off of Shawsheen Road.
Yeah, Shawsheen
Yeah.
Cemetery. That's my favorite place
pretty.
in Bedford.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Anything else that you can think of that would be like a fun, I don't know, a surprise about Bedford that people might not know?
Surprise about Bedford. I love Reds. I love the bike path, and I just recently I knew about it, but the bike path that's behind the middle school,
Oh yeah.
the H field, I think.
Yes.
That goes all the way to Concord, which is not paved, and it's so wonderful. So
Yeah.
it's been great to kind of go for a jog.
Explore that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I don't know the final word, but I think they're going to be paving that. So
Oh, really?
it'll be.
Which
well,
is good and not so
yeah,
good.
I know,
I love that
exactly.
it's not paved, so it's
It's more
easier on the.
peaceful and
and
better
it's
on your
easy-
joints
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. So yeah, I think that's
Okay.
all in discussions right now. So,
Interesting. Okay.
but then you can actually hook up on the other side of 62 and go to Concord. It gets a little bit rougher, but I think it's
Yeah.
really neat when you figure out like all
Yeah.
how you can get
It's so
around
great.
without
Yeah.
being on the main roads or whatever.
Yeah.
And then where do you see your business and kind of what's the next, is there a different type of class you want to teach, or is there anything coming up that we could invite people to besides your classes here at this
Oh,
awesome
for yoga?
studio? But
For yoga?
anything coming up for business, short term or long term?
Short
for
and
you?
long term. Well, for my acupuncture, it's so important for me to just keep learning. I just have to keep learning and learning to become better at it. And for yoga, it's the same thing. But when I first started practicing yoga, I'm still interested in flow, the vinyasa, and I feel good. But I definitely see myself shifting really more into alignment based and not about speed. It's more about a little bit slower pace, but you know, we call it more Iyengar style, a little bit more of a posture, like getting into the posture and really sink into the pose. And I'm interested in Yin Yoga, which actually this Yoga Nova has a great class on Sunday.
Oh, it's called Yin.
It's called Yin Yoga, and it basically talks about each pose. We focus on different meridians, and and then you hold the pose for like 3 to 5 minutes. So we're talking about not stretching the muscle, but stretching, opening your fascia. It takes that much time to open the fascia.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and
so
do you teach that?
I don't teach that myself.
You come to that.
But I love that. I love Yin Yoga. I love it's sort of more slower pace. But the class that I teach is a little bit more of a vinyasa. So I'm trying to find the balance between that alignment and the flow together.
That's awesome. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
So there's a whole world.
Yeah, there's
there.
so many great classes here
It's
too.
so cool. Yes, and we will show folks around the studio a little bit. And I've taken a Pilates here. I've taken your class here, and it's just it's another great local couple that started
people.
this.
Wonderful people. Yeah.
So lucky that it's right here.
Yeah.
It's like everything you need. So thank you so much. Is there anything else you can think of that you wanted to mention or touch upon with this little interview?
I don't know, but if you have any questions, always call me, email me, and anything about acupuncture, health, yoga. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm
Well,
here.
it's such a gift to have you in town and
Thank you.
have you helping us all to feel better. Because, like I said, I'm just a huge fan, huge believer, and you've been great to help me through my stuff. So thank you.
Thank you.
You are so lovely, and thank you guys. And now we'll show you a quick little tour around the studio. And I know they have their classes on the Mind Body app too, which is super easy. And how for your is Bedford acupuncture?
So I have somebody else, a local businesswoman, Bedford.
Oh,
She's been helping me
Yay,
make my website. And
Beautiful.
It's such a beautiful website. It's not on live yet. It's almost there.
That's
so
super.
New website, and I'm starting to use the online scheduling link,
Perfect.
which makes it so much easier for the patients to just go online and just schedule an appointment. So that's my big thing. I'm not very technical,
That's a big deal. That's a big coming soon for your business. Congratulations. And I've heard websites are beautiful.
Yeah.
So it will be bedfordacupuncture.com when it's up and running.
Yeah.
Super. Well, that's perfect. So make sure to check Yoko out there and here at Yoga Nova. And thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.